You're about to watch a video of me reviewing the ORQAs, but stay tuned, a bit of a bonus. I'm on my way down to a Whoop meetup tonight, so we're going to bring the ORQAs along, find out what other pilots think of them as well, so we can get some real other people's opinions and find out if they're right for you. So roll normal video with some bonus Whoop meetup. All right, let's do it. How are the optics compared to these ones?
Chalk and cheese.
Who knows what noise an ORQA makes? Me either. G'day, you absolute legend. Stu from UAVfutures here, rocking these bad boys right here. This is the video I've been waiting to do. It is our review of the new ORQAs, the pilots or FPV-Ones, whatever they are. It's going to be linked down below. But before I get started, can I just say I am absolutely melting here. If you're in the northern hemisphere, so some parts of America, let me know the temperature you guys are getting, because hopefully it's a bit cooler than here. I'm absolutely melting down here in Australia and in the studio. It is hot. It is no joke, but that's it. We're going to be flying around, having some fun. We're going to put these bad boys on the bench, go through the text and the specs, and let's get this out of the way. I have never seen a goggle more pricey than this. So check out some of these pictures. I put them on the screen. It's coming in at like over 1,000 Australian dollars. Put some other prices as well, depending. Have a shop around, but these goggles are definitely an awful lot of money. They're future-proof, apparently. We're going to be going through, looking at everything that makes them. But I'm really excited to have these because they are a high-end pair of goggles, and they have a lot of things coming that I can't wait to see as well. Hopefully getting ready for some high-def digital future promises, all that sort of stuff. So that's what we're going to do in this video. If you're a beginner, I'm going to say straight off the bat, this video is not for you. This is aimed at those people who want the best of the best, and you know, what does $1,000 get you? We're going to be flying around. I'm going to be showing some analog stuff as well, some DVR, seeing what the doctor thinks, just having some fun and finding out, is this worth spending that much money of your dollars, or are you better off getting some other goggles, some Sky Zones or Fat Sharks, or you know, any of the other brands out there, some old school Onways, dare I say. Are you better off getting something like that? But let's do it. Let's kick it off. So what this is the new ORQA goggles, some of the accessories it comes with, because you're going to have to buy a few extra things as well. You get a nice little carry case, a fairly decent little cleaning cloth, anyway, so you can do a bit of cleaning there. You get a nice big juicy headband, which I'm going to take off so I can do this review a little bit easier. And let's get on with the actual specifics of the goggles themselves. So hopefully they're in shot in the roof cam. We're going to stick it on the scales and let's find out how much do they weigh to start off. So the goggles themselves coming in at 243 grams. Right there. If we flip it over, let's go through some of the features. So you've got two sort of bays right here. One is your module bay, and we'll be talking about that in a little bit as well. So it comes with a nice case, which doesn't fit all modules, I might say, ORQA. The other side, we've got some ribbon cables and stuff like that right there. I'm going to keep that clipped in because I'm not going to be using that today. Let's see. Cue the elevator music. There we go, I've clipped it back in. You can see it does have this beautiful, sleek, very, dare I say, iconic look about them. That's something ORQAs have been going for a long time. Let me break out the chopstick, we'll go around, and we're going to talk about the screens last and some of the features that you get with it. But very quickly, around the goggles, so you can see you've got your fan button, your on-off button. Maybe I should turn these on in a second. You've got two little joysticks right here, which you can use to navigate through the menus, and let me tell you, ORQA's menus are second to none. They are absolutely gorgeous to go through, very intuitive. It's very easy to find your channel, set up your receivers, whatever you need to do. These goggles, I got to say, they've really thought about the design and what is the word that I'm looking for? Surely someone can link it down below, but it's just intuitive. It just works. You don't have to struggle with the buttons and find out, is this back, is this forward? None of that sort of garbage. It works very well. The fan, I got to say, works really well as well. So when it's really muggy, woo! Like it is here, you can definitely clean up your lenses. Underneath, you've got two different IPD adjustments. I should say two different ways of focusing. So you've obviously got your IPDs, and then you can also rotate this little wheel right here. And I don't know if this is going to come up in shot, but as you rotate that, it brings the lens further or closer to your eye. So as well, if you need glasses, might be a great set of goggles that you can use. You don't have to worry about contacts, or you don't have to worry about, I guess, just having things out of focus, because it's very nice, very easy to focus on your eyes. and we've got our nice little DVR slot right there. A DVD. Can you imagine putting a DVD in this? Jesus. Anyway, we've got our DVR slot right there, so you can record some beautiful DVR. It's 60 frames per second. Looks absolutely gorgeous. And then we do have this little part at the top. Before we talk about the screens themselves, if I can get this open, if I can get it off. Right here, and I don't exactly know what this is for at the moment, but I know I was watching some earlier videos, and I think Nick Burns was talking about it could be possibly to connect ORQA's digital solution in the future, so we're going to have to stay tuned to find out what we can do with that right there. And then all in all, let's talk about the screens themselves. The field of view is 37 degrees field of view, so a little bit smaller than some of the other goggles out there actually. But the resolution, and I want to make sure I get this correct, is 1280 by 960. It's normally 4:3. You can also run it in 16:9. It can run on a 6 volts, 26 volts. Of course, you can connect your HDMI right here. You've also got an audio cable as well, and a mic cable if you wanted to use that. And there's some other things that I want to talk about as well that make this goggle special. So number one, it has this awesome mode in here. Well, two actually things I love in the menu. So number one, because it's got these beautiful things you can focus with, you know, your IPDs and your focus adjustments, I guess positive to minus. You can actually go in here and there is an option called deep focus mode inside the menu. And I'll see if I can put a picture on the screen anyway. And what that does, it's such a simple idea. It puts a picture on the screen. It's basically a bridge that's looking out. So you've got some different focal points, a bridge that's in a forest, and you can adjust each individual eye and get that image looking perfect. And let me tell you, it looks absolutely crisp in the optics that they've got here. They are the best optics that I have ever looked through. So you're going to be looking through there, and they're like, right, that's focused. And the other part I really love as well, and look, I don't know if this has been around before, but it's the first time I've encountered it. When you go to select your channel, it brings up basically a grid of all the different channels highlighted on things it's receiving on. And you can, as you move your little cursor over, each individual one will give you a representation of what it's actually picking up. So you know, oh no, that's not my quad. You could go down to another one and see, oh no, that's Trevor's quad. Go across, oh look, there's my quad. It's on this channel. So a really intuitive way to be able to pick your channels. I've got to take my hat off, or wipe the sweat off, I should say. For ORQA, you really killed it when it came to that. But look, that's it on the bench. The goggles can look amazing. They can have all the features in the world. They can be the best value. They can be the most expensive. Whatever it is about these goggles, you can't really say too much until we go for a fly with it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take them for a rip, find out how well do they fit on your face. Is there much light leakage? It comes with some different foam parts, I should say, as well, and of course a little normal standard ORQA carry case. We'll fly it around, show you some DVR. I'll give you some real pilot impressions in the air. What's it like? Because I think that's important for a lot of people. We'll hand it over to the doctor as well, show you some of his DVR, what he thinks, and all in all, just go for a rip, have some fun. We're going to be flying around this bad boy, so I think this is from Catalyst Machine Works, a very high performance drone, but I'm probably going to be taking it easy, just cruising around so I can focus on the goggles, how they perform. So let's do it. Let's change the camera around, go for a spin, wipe some of this sweat off, and find out how well do these new ORQA goggles go, and are they worth the 900 American dollars or freedom units, whatever it is right there. So let's do that. 3, 2, 1. Hopefully you guys can hear me. It is a little bit windy. Got my Radio Master right here. We're about to take it for a spin. I've started my DVR, and something that I do like, as soon as you hit this button, you can see inside you get a very simple, hard to misinterpret dialogue thing that just says record up in the top right hand corner, and it's flashing. So you know that it's flashing. Let's take it for a spin, rip it around. Now you might notice as well, I've got my rapid mix receiver in here, and the case actually doesn't clip on the outside. And I also tried to install one from Foxeer, and it didn't even fit at all. So maybe if ORQA could release the modules that actually do fit with it and the modules that don't fit with it, that would be handy on their website. But all in all, we've solved that problem because I just had to put a different module in. Let's take it for a spin. Let me adjust my IPDs because I've been mucking around with them. I should just go into focus mode, shouldn't I? Let me stop this recording. Go into focus mode. Where's this? Up here, features, settings, deep focus. Here we go. Next. Let's do this eye first. Gorgeous. Do the other eye. Ah, look at that. Stunning. If I don't say so myself. Alright, let's get out of this menu. Back to flight mode and let's go for a spin. Got to find my radio. I'm not getting any light leakage. Very comfy on my face. That's what she said. No more innuendos. Let's do it. Alright. Let's see. Go for a spin. I'm going to be facing... Well, which way? Maybe I'll face this way. Oh, start my DVR. Beep, beep. Get a nice little sound part as well. Alright, so I'm not going to talk too much about the reception because look, that's going to be totally different depending on what quad, what antennas, what receiver that you're going to be using. Just going to be talking about how the goggles feel on your face. Could you be flying around with them all day? And I've got to say absolutely. I know in the past I have flown an awful lot of sky zones, but I must say this is feeling pretty nice actually. Ooh, just got a tiny bit of dropout right there. Probably shouldn't go too far behind the house. Now cruising around, the colours you can adjust as well. They look a little bit drab on this camera if I don't say so myself. Charlie the dog's just realised what's going on. One thing I really am excited for is having some digital on these, and I know that's why a lot of people are going to be buying these so they can future-proof themselves. I'll have to take the dog down here actually so we can still hear. So he's going to be over here barking, but I know a lot of people are going to be buying these so that we'll cruise out over this dam. Don't try this at home, kids. A lot of people are going to be buying these goggles so they can get the new digital FPV system that's going to be coming from ORQA. That's something that they're really, really excited about. Cruising over these treetops. I got to say, I really like them. Like, I think they are probably one of the nicest pair of goggles that I have ever flown. However, I don't know if I would be dropping $1,000 on these, especially considering if you already have a set of goggles at home. You know, if you've got some, maybe if you've got some really cheap ones and you wanted to upgrade, but if you've already got a set of ORQAs, there's no need to go out there and buy this set. If you've got a set of HDOs, even though they're not my favorite goggle, well look, these would not be that much of an upgrade. If you've got some Sky Zones, I think you might as well just stick with those. However, if you're coming into the hobby, you've had a cheap pair of goggles and you really want to upgrade, you want to future-proof yourself, something like this is going to go a long way. It's just a question of how much money do you want to spend. So for me, the value's not there, but everything else they really nailed. The performance, how it fits on your face, the menu system, everything is very, very intuitive, and the fact that it's going to be future-proofed as well, or at least that's what ORQA is saying. So I guess time will tell on that. But what we should do, let's bring it in, give the doctor a rip as well, and find out just how well do these ORQAs go for someone who's more of a racing pilot. Got a Dodge Charlie here. Is he going to come up and bark at it? Hello. Stop the DVR. Where's this button? There we go. Whew. So those fans worked fantastically. I did lose a little bit of a reception, but we're going through a garage door and a whole bunch of concrete up that way as well behind the back of the property. I don't think that's anything to do with the goggles reception. I liked it, but let's hand it over to the doctor.
Sup you mamas and poppers, the doctor here trying these sweet new ORQAs out. Now Stu said to take an easy and just concentrate on the goggles, but F that. It's balls to the wall or nothing, so let's go. The goggles fit nicely, very comfortable, and that menu system Stu was talking about is great. But none of that means anything to me if the screens are not high quality. For me as a racer, I'm after the best of the best, and these fit the bill. Amazing screens, probably the clearest analog I have seen. For sure they're pricey, but for racers like me I think it is worth it to squeeze an extra performance out of your lap times that you can. My diagnosis for these goggles is that they look future-proof, the best analog on the market, but more expensive than 2 months of Stu's entire Patreon income. I don't know why Stu said to take it easy. Did you see me shoot some of those gaps? Wish that bloke would trust me a little more. Remember when he used to be able to fly lol. Oh Doctor out.
So here we are, we're at the Whoop Night, we've got some fires about to start in the background, some electrical problems, but we're here with Andrew and we're going to get his impressions because Andrew has, and thank you very much for organising this night, Andrew.
No problem at all.
Do you want to give a shout out? Where are we?
We are in Gold Coast, Australia.
Yep, and what store should we check out?
ContenderRC.com.
Okay, I'll put it in the link down below. Once Andrew pays me. Not
Yes.
really. that's a joke. No. All right, let's talk about these orcas.
So we got my original ones. I was one of the original backers. This was number 620 or 630, something along those lines.
Okay.
I had to wait the 4 months or 5 months. Everybody else had to wait to get them.
Yep.
There is a big difference. It's quite surprising how
between the old ones and the new ones. And we've got 100%. On your rapid fire in here.
Yeah.
I don't have a rapid fire.
Trick for everybody. Old rapid fire cover clips straight onto the new ones. Exactly the same.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So what's my first impressions?
Yes. So let's keep this quick, sharp, and dirty. When you put that up to your face, how are the optics compared to these ones?
Chalk and cheese.
Really?
Exactly. So in that mine, I actually have the RHO lenses from Germany to fit my prescription. In these ones, I've just used the diopters and it changed the diopters themselves, or the turn things here, change it.
Yep. Completely
different. I don't even need my diopters from these ones in these ones to work.
And they were like an extra $40, those last things you got. They were all euros or
they were €50 each, I think, for a pair.
Each? Oh, okay, yeah. For a pair. All right. Other impressions? What about light leakage when it was on your face or anything like that?
No light leakage, a little bit different because these ones have like a leather type, the older ones have a leather type look.
Yes, I do have that other leather type one at home.
There you go.
Slap that.
One other notable thing, I do notice that when the Orcas came out, the actual straps came out, and this was one of the fixes from Orca was to feed it through and then double it over, and then you get something push on your face. I really like this Velcro fit better than the others.
Okay.
Yeah, huge.
Brilliant. And
one thing I don't like about them, I think, is the porthole look. It's a really hard thing to get around. When you're looking through portholes, a round visual into a square lens is hard.
And how does that look when it comes?
Both the same.
Okay.
I think it's an Orca thing.
Same for an Orca thing.
Yeah.
All right. So, and what about for a price thing? So, how much were your orcas when you bought them all up? How much did you spend in them? In the US or Australian dollars, whatever you want?
I can't even remember. I was one of the original backers, so whatever they came out at the original
price.
That's
probably about $700.
It probably would have been something like that.
Okay.
And what are these worth?
That's probably about 1,100 Australian. I'll put some things on the screen.
Ouch.
900 US, let's say, around there.
I'd go digital.
Would you?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yeah, digital and a BDI adapter or something like that.
All right.
Yeah.
Too easy.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
No worries.
Philip as well. Now you've got astigmatism in one of your eyes and you currently have some HDOs right there. So when you were mucking around with the orcas, how did you find them with the new orcas?
I found because they were so much clearer, it showed up the fuzziness of my eyesight.
Okay.
I find like, because these are a lower resolution, I guess I feel more comfortable, but I don't have any diopters at all. Mm-hmm. Whereas these, when I put them on, it really showed me how.
We'd be put in that focus mode and checking that out, I guess, and you just couldn't get them quite right in your eyes
no,
as well.
I couldn't get them right.
Yeah,
no.
And you weren't sure. We weren't sure if that was the goggles, if they didn't just suit your style, or if it was because you're.
I'd be really keen to see how they look with a set of diopters in.
Okay.
I think they would look great.
All right, too easy. All right. What about the $1,000? What do you think about that?
I'd be tempted to rather go digital at the moment. Yeah.
Okay.
Things are heading.
That's 2 for 2. Now Orca is going to come out apparently with some digital things in the future as well. So, but look, that'll be something to see in the future. I'm not too sure how it's going to go. But
cool.
All right. Thanks, Philip. It's getting confusing because there's multiple Philips here. But all right, Philip, you currently fly around with some.
No, so I fly DJI.
Okay, well, whose are these?
So they're mine, but I only use them just to fly my little city whip.
Okay.
The tiny whip.
Okay, and you just said when you tried these on your face, they didn't fit very well.
No, it's just my face. It's just.
Is that with a lot of goggles?
Yep.
Okay, so every single they haven't made a goggle faceplate that fits you yet.
Yeah.
But just getting that gap underneath.
Yeah. So there's a little light leakage there.
Okay. Would you drop $1,000 on these, or would
No
you?
way.
Okay. What would you get? Well, you've already got DJI.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's
What about
nice.
if these had digital, and then you could take these to your Whoop nights, and there is mini Whoop boards that are starting to become digital.
I don't know. I have to see what it looks like, the image.
Okay, it's still a lot of money, isn't
Yeah.
it? Too easy. All right, thank you. I told him, take it easy. We're reviewing the goggles. We're not reviewing the drone, but the doctor didn't listen. Thankfully, look, we did get it back. I sent him up the tree, so the doctor, he can also climb trees as well as half fly drones, I might say. But all in all, look, the ORQA goggles for me, fantastic goggle, very, very pricey. If you're a beginner, no. If you've got a great set of goggles that already works, if you've got any of the latest editions of Sky Zones, maybe even the Fat Sharks, even though they're not my favorite, is it worth upgrading? No. Are you one of the people though who doesn't have? There's two people who should think about this goggle. People who want the best of the best, because they are absolutely gorgeous, but you have to pay for it. And also people who want to go digital but don't want to move into the DJI side of things. It's definitely sounding like ORQA is going to be future-proof when they release their new digital model, but I have no more information on that. So when's that going to come? How's that going to perform? I don't actually know. I guess you got to have a little bit of faith in ORQA, and I think that's what they promised with their last goggle, that they were going to be future-proof. So this is kind of like their next future-proof, because the other one's not as future-proof. I don't know. Anyway, all in all, a fantastic goggle. I really, really like it. Big shout out to the doctor for coming out, having a fly, but also getting the drone out of the tree that he got stuck up there. But other than that, subscribe for more FPV related content. Drop your comments down below what you think about ORQA's new goggle, what you hope for the future of goggles. Is this something you'd be interested in? How much money should a pair of goggles cost? Because I know in 2022 things are a lot more expensive than they used to be, say 2 or 3 years ago. On that, subscribe for more FPV related content. I've got to go give Charlie a drink because he's been running around like a madman. And as always, happy flying.
That tree came out of nowhere. Totally not my fault. I think Stu's radio was faulty.